tell us the story about you and your best friend at the time.
Um, yes, I had a best friend. Now we grew up together just
Stop being
about.
scared of the mic. Just sit regular, Bob. You gotta talk into the mic.
I have a friend that I kind of grew up with. We went through high school together, junior high school together, and so we stayed friends. We were friends for years. We were in our teens, and she must have been about when she met her husband, the guy she married, and um, before she married him, we had gone to a party. His family had given a party. It was some kind of birthday party or something. I'm not sure what it was. And they were playing music because back in those days we just had house parties. That's where we would have our fun. So the lights, the electricity went off, and we were sitting together, she and I, and he was sitting between the two of us. And so while the lights were off, he was sitting on the floor, and we were sitting on the sofa.
What you drawing that for? You didn't even know what she about
Because
to
I know
say.
where this is going. Go ahead.
We were sitting on the sofa, and he started rubbing my legs, and so I was like trying to move him so that she wouldn't know what he was doing, and he kept doing it, and so I was like kept moving, and she mentioned something about it. She said, "What's going on?" So I didn't say anything, he didn't say anything. So then the lights came back on, and then he wanted me to dance with him, so I danced with him, and he started whispering stuff in my ear, talking about how he wanted to take me out, this, that, and the other. And so I just kind of ignored him. So when I got back and sat down, she said, "What was he saying to you?" So I said, "He was just telling me how much he cared about you," and stuff like that. And I never told her because I was afraid to tell her because I didn't think that she would believe me. So I never told her. Ultimately, she married him, and he went away to the service. And when he had gone to the service already. And then when he came home, she married him. So, and she had a baby. She had a little girl. And after he came home from the service, the second time he came to my house, and
Just popped up?
yeah, he just came up there. So I was like, because we didn't live too far from each other.
Oh, okay.
She and I didn't live too far from each other. And he came there, and he was coming on to me and everything.
Again?
Yeah,
Thirsty.
yeah, after he was
And
married.
he wasn't drunk.
Oh my God.
He might have been. I can't remember, but he was a drunk. He drank a
He
lot.
was a drunk.
Both times.
He drank a lot. No, the first time he wasn't,
Okay.
but this time he might have been. I can't remember for sure, but because that was a long time ago. So when I guess we were about in our late 60s or 70s, and I never told
Wait.
her.
What you mean?
When I told her,
Oh, when you told her. All right.
okay? So
Why'd you ever tell her at that point?
I don't know. We were really close, and
He was
okay.
going for a long time at this point, right?
She had divorced him. She
And what-
divorced him.
so when did that
early on.
happen?
After she had the second child, she divorced
Why?
him. Because he was a
Cheating and
drunk.
stuff.
He was a
This is
drunk.
dirty
Oh.
I don't know if
ways.
he cheated on her because she never said anything to me about that, but she did. But I knew he was a drunk. I knew that, and she divorced him, and she moved away with the two children, and to Texas, and
So-
she came back. She finally came back, but she didn't go to college, but she was really, really smart, and she had a very good job, and she made good money. She had over about 50 people, and ultimately she built up $1 million.
Yeah, but so when you wound up telling her in y'all 60s, what did she say?
She told me she probably wouldn't have believed me.
How did it come up? How did it come up?
I
for
don't
you to
remember
tell her?
how it came up, but we started telling each other different things that we hadn't told each other for years, But every time we get together, because she moved back up here, and so she always invited me down, and I always went down to see her and everything. I'm her daughter's godmother, So we were very close. And we grew up kind of the same way, She didn't have a father, I didn't have a father. But her mother was very different than my mother, and her family, they were very intelligent people. All of them were, and just lived a different lifestyle. And we started talking about different things that happened when we were children, and then we started talking about the party and things that we had, that happened there. And she was telling me some other things, and so I don't know why I happened to tell her. I said, I was,
because it was bothering you for 30 years.
yeah, it bothered me for more longer than 30 years.
That's why you were to tell
we
her.
were 30 years old when that happened. It was, I wasn't even married.
So how long was it before she had her second kid? So how long was it? How long was she with him?
After she had the last one, she broke up with him. She
And how
divorced him.
old was the older one at this point?
Well,
How long was she with him? Period. Because y'all were in high school.
She got married after we got out of high school. She didn't go to
dang.
college, and neither did I at that point. I hadn't gone to college then, but she married
So
him.
she was with him for some years.
Yeah,
And
no,
God
not
knows.
long. No, she wasn't winning that long because those children were babies
All
Oh,
when she left him, and she left him and went down to Texas, and then I don't know what happened with him. He stayed up here and drank. I guess.
So you happen to believe now? Did you not tell her because you felt she was going to be sensitive, or is this just something you feel like women wouldn't be able to take? Period.
I felt like women don't like you to tell them things like that, and that's one of the things we got. That's one of the ways we got into the subject, because a lot of times when you tell women things, they think you're making it up,
especially regarding a man.
or they think that you like the man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never told her because I never wanted her to think that, because I didn't, But it was just, I guess I felt like it was because we were talking about something like that. And so I said, I need to tell you something. And
You know what, Shirley? Tyrone used to like me too. I'm glad you got rid of Tyrone.
I did tell her that though. I said, I'm glad you divorced him. And so she said, why? So I told her what happened, and she said, she said she didn't ask me why I didn't tell her. I said the reason I didn't tell you, I said, is because I didn't think you would believe me, even though we were really, really close. She said I probably wouldn't have. If you had told me back at that time.
That is so crazy to me, because that's what I don't understand is your loyalty is with her. Why would, after all these years, you come around and tell her something like that to jeopardize her relationship?
Well, she wasn't in the relationship. They were separated and divorced for years.
No, she talking about.
No, I mean like after it happened. If you were to
why would
tell
she
her,
think that?
like the fact that she would just not believe.
So
you.
she wouldn't have believed you even afterwards. She said
She believed me at that point, but
Yeah,
she
but
might
back
not
then
have.
she-
But back then,
Yeah,
after,
yes.
that's what she was saying, and to me, that's crazy. Like,
Well, you know what? I don't really think it is crazy
I don't think
because
it's crazy either.
I don't think it's crazy because, first of all, I loved her very much, and she loved me. We both loved each other. I didn't want to hurt her, and I knew if I had told her then, it would hurt her, and I didn't want to hurt her.
but you're not hurting
all right. So
her.
so
you
let's
hurt her.
let's go back to that because that
No, but he would have flipped it around like your friend did.
Yeah, that's
there's
true.
two
That's
there's
how
two
he
things
wanted me.
there's two things here too. One is when you in love with somebody, it's hard to listen to anything anybody say about that
them.
person. Yeah.
About them.
Even dudes sometimes, like, we just don't want to hear it, right? The other thing too is, right, you hear how she talked about her friend. She said, I loved her and she loved me. Dudes don't generally talk about their male friends like that, right? I wonder if that plays into why they're so careful not to do certain things that they think may hurt their friend. You know what I'm saying?
Why
We don't talk
women-
about our male friends like that.
I would never tell any. I would never hurt.
You understand
would
what I'm
never
saying?
hurt her like that. But I knew she wouldn't be hurt at that time. I told her. Because
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
was,
'cause it was
it
years
was many
ago.
years. I'm
Yeah.
talking about we were in our this was
Yeah.
happening. When
No,
we
but
were
my
teens, so
point
this
my
in our
point
60s.
is though that because of how y'all feel towards each other as friends, right? You're scared of crossing the line because of
you don't want to lose the friendship.
yeah, like what may come back on you if you do that. I don't know if men think about that. You know what I'm saying?
We do. That's why we wouldn't tell each other.
We do tell each other more things though.
I feel like
guess.
it gets passed down too. Like I remember being young and my mom telling me things about that too. Like be careful with your girlfriends. Like they could be jealous.
Right,
they could
right,
be this.
right,
They
right,
could
right.
be
This is-
that.
The
True.
girls
And
is
so
more of
is
a
women.
jealous thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Dudes
but-
is not.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's something that's passed down to us. Because I remember my best friend, we didn't even have men Like, this was like early high school, and I remember her sitting me down and being like, I will never tell you if something happens between you and a man. I'm not telling my opinion because I love our friendship that much. I don't want to do anything to jeopardize it.
That's crazy to me though.
But why is it crazy?
Because our brain don't work like that.
Yeah, but women have a different relationship with each other than men have with each other. Women genuinely, if they have a friend, especially as friends and they have for years and years and years, they genuinely love this person. It's not like you a boyfriend and girlfriend kind
not
of thing.
romantic.
It's not like
Right.
it's not like a gay thing. It's just that you.
But I'm
love
saying
this
like we
person.
love our
It's like a
friends too, but we just don't.
relationship.
It's not. We don't say it. We don't even think of it that way. Yeah.
And women do express to themselves that they love you. You know, girl, you know I love you.
Now some dudes
You know,
do.
stuff
Some
like
dudes,
that.
I love you, man. Like some dudes do that.
Nowadays,
Yeah,
I
nowadays.
get more friends nowadays.
Yeah.
that will say
Right.
that.
But women,
I don't think
women
if
are
you go
very
back in time, I think it's less and less
Hell
of
no.
it. Yeah.
They're very sensitive to each other's feelings,
I
and
hate
they
that.
feel each other. They feel
Yeah.
each other, and you, as a woman, you know how you would feel. Perhaps if somebody said that to you, or did that to you, you know how you would feel. I personally, I've never been a jealous person, so I think that if somebody told me that,
Like
I wouldn't be jealous and think that
Right.
they
the jealous thing is that's the
I'd be
weird
mad
thing
at the
about it to
man
me.
though. I'd be jealous.
That's how I feel.
That's the
If I
weird
had
thing
a
about
friend-
like if we like I said, if you love somebody, you don't. That's just hard to hear. Period. But I don't think like you may have a bad reaction to it, but as a dude, like you may have a bad reaction to it, but I don't think it's going to turn. I don't think it's going to show itself in how you look at your friend who told you that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to bring your mood down. You be like, I don't want to talk about this no more. You might do that, but you're not going to be unfriend the guy.
I
think-
don't
You know what
know
I'm saying?
if that's
Yeah.
absolutely true because guys, they tend to hide their feelings. Like
That
they're
is
not like
true.
women. Women are more open with their feelings with each other, but guys tend to hide their feelings. And sometimes I think that might make them a little bit suspicious of their friend. You know. Why are you telling me this?
I've heard of situations like that. I've heard of situations like that, but it's not a common thing. I don't
Well,
think.
maybe it's not, but it can happen, and you don't know in what situation it would happen to you.
So,
you know, something like
because I
that.
think a situation like that happened with my brother, back in the day with one of his friends. I think, but what about the surrounding friend group, right? Because if that happens with a guy, and we tell our homie or whatever something that he may not want to hear about his partner, the other friends in the group are not going to be on the guy who got told the information side if he reacts a certain way to the person who gave him the news. They're going to support the person who gave the news. You understand what I'm saying? How would that work in like a woman's friend group? Like, would they support you if you told a friend something they don't want to hear, or would they support the one who was hurt? I think they would support the one that was hurt, wouldn't they?
I think they would.
Yeah, they're gonna shun you out the
Right.
I think they would. I think they
I
would.
think so too.
I think
They
they
always
would.
come in and start trouble.
Yeah. Why,
Or
they'll say,
single
"Why did you
ass
have to tell me
unhappy.
that?"
Right.
Girl, why did you have to tell her that?
Am I right?
Yeah.
But dudes would
She
support the
received it
guy
a
who
better
gave
way.
the information, right?
But you
So-
know what? With guys, this is something that I found out with guys, and this is coming up through the years. Guys talk too much about their conquests, about who
Oh, yeah, definitely.
who they
Yeah,
had
definitely.
sex with,
Yeah.
and they tell each other things, and they tell on themselves
Yeah, that's true.
as well as everybody else.
Yeah,
They
that's
go
so
behind your back.
Yeah.
That's definitely
so
true.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, women talk to each other, but I don't think they tell on each other like
I
that.
think
They
women,
don't. I don't think they
wait.
gossip as
W-
much
women
as
these days,
about
women these days do,
men.
mom. But they
They
may
do?
not. But I think they stop. They draw a line and talk when they into a guy. I think they give less information, right? They'll talk about their
Well, I don't
conquest and
know
stuff
about
unless
that.
they really into the dude. Then they give less information, right?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
Or I
That's
think
they don't say nothing about,
Right.
about the dude because they don't want the girl to start looking at the dude.
But if they have if they have sex with a girl, and this girl might be interested in somebody else. Now I've seen this happen because I grew up in that kind of neighborhood, and the guys were always around, and they had these girls that they liked, and they would come back and talk about every sexual relationship they had with one of those girls.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
back in the day it used
Yeah.
to be like that a lot, like when we was younger.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's like that now, but back in the day, you would always hear.
I think
Yeah,
it
as
is.
you get
I
older,
think
you
it
do
is.
it less.
I think
Yeah.
it is like that because my granddaughter, she told me about some stuff that happened while she was in college. They talk to each other.
They still young,
telling
though.
each
Yeah.
other.
They
They
still
still young.
Especially at that age.
Yeah.
Well, that's young by today's standards. Like back in the day, you was an old head when you was in your 20s.
Yeah. So I
Now
don't
they
know.
still kids.
I feel like one of the things that makes it difficult when it comes to women that some women might not want to admit is it's easier to be angry at the friend or look at the friend some way because you feel embarrassed. Like my mom always emphasized when I was younger, like not allowing somebody to wash their mouth on you. So like to have somebody witness something happen to you, and that's like a low blow. Like a friend witness, like, oh, your man was trying to get with me, something like that. I think another woman, I could see that being hard for her to process and feeling like ashamed, some type of way that like this person witnessed this happening. To
Yeah,
me.
anybody
So now
would,
she got
though.
a one up on me in some way.
Anybody would,
When
but
they're
again,
younger,
I think
they do that
men
more.
just kind of like
Yeah, I
most.
think so.
Again, it's not across the board. You do know there are exceptions, but I think men kind of like the culture of men. We would just, if they have a group of friends or whatever, we would just encourage them, like, man, move on from her, man. Like, and that's like we don't place that type of value on enough value on that person to let them
Work it out.
affect like our lives moving forward. Like our friends wouldn't encourage that. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They would encourage, man, she don't mean nothing, man. Move on from that. Use expletives.
So you wouldn't tell your girlfriend?
Huh?
You wouldn't tell your girlfriend if Tyrone was trying to talk to you?
I probably would, but then I would end up in a bad situation.
He's making up a name.
I would end up in a bad situation. Because something like that, it would be so hard. Because what I would be worried about is what if he says something to her first, and then it looks like I didn't say something for a reason, and he's like, oh, well, Shantae felt up on me. And then it's like, well, you didn't say anything to me about it, Shantae. So I feel like I would say something just to
So
dot my I's
this
and cross my
also
to clean your
so this
name.
also
Yes.
comes down to, and this is
Yeah,
where
I
I,
would
this is
do
what I
that.
find problematic. It comes down to the female friend trusting the guy who entered her life anew over the friend that been there for a
And
long
that's what I
time.
never understand. Like, you've known me. Like, I've always had your back,
Yeah.
always given you sound
They do
advice,
that.
but you would, but
Yeah,
he could do things for her that I can't do.
Exactly. And that's how y'all look at it. Like,
Yeah, but
girl,
and we
you
kind of
trying to
look.
tell me
We kind of look at
you
it like,
ain't
all
doing
right.
this?
We kind of look at it like you could
Exactly.
choose a different one, right?
Yeah,
Now,
we would say that.
are there situations where dudes react that way, where they don't want to deal with, they exclude their
Look at
friends?
that one song, I don't want to know if you're playing me.
They don't want to know, but do they diss their homies?
It depends
feel
on
like
what
I
she
could see
did.
That's
some,
dudes
yeah.
do that. Like we don't want to know
Because it would
certain
be the
things.
same thing. It's like, oh, are you? And I could see a girl going up to him like, but baby, he
That's
want
hard- that's
me.
just hard for
He
me to
was
picture.
hitting on me
It's hard for me to picture some of my homies be like, man, oh, you going? And they don't want to be friends with me no more. Like that's hard for me to even
I ain't
imagine.
being friends with Taji. Though. He done told me about her. Don't be friends with him. He probably
No.
was trying to get with her too.
But
Yeah,
it wouldn't
like-
be blatant like that, but they would move differently. Like, I had a friend who, after I told her my opinion after she asked about a guy, she didn't come out and say anything, but I noticed, like, we hung out a little less often. She told me about him and her a lot less.
Now
Like,
that I can
things
see a
like
dude
that.
doing. I can see a dude doing that.
Oh, Taj, that happened to us. I won't say her name, but
Oh, Celeste. Oh,
no,
I'll cut it out. I'll cut it out.
Her.
Oh,
No,
all right.
your girlfriend in high school.
what happened?
Remember, she was mad at you or something, and she called me trying to talk nasty to me on the phone.
Which she did to everybody. But go ahead.
Not
She's
her,
crazy. Huh? But go ahead.
not her verbally being for the streets.
She admit herself that she. Oh, you sound like her doing that, verbally being for the streets. Go ahead.
Just
Yeah,
talking
she called
around.
me doing sex sounds and stuff.
Oh my
All
God.
this stuff. I'm like, what?
How awkward.
Where this coming from?
So what happened?
And I told you.
Not the
And
sex
you didn't.
sound.
He didn't get mad at me. He
Yeah, why would I get mad at you for that?
Did you think she was
Wait,
capable
that-
of sex
you
sounding
can't.
on
But he's the
TV?
kind of person who wouldn't get mad at him. He'd be mad at that girl.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what
So would I. I
Have
would
you
be
tried-
mad at the girl. Like, I'm not going to get mad at my homie.
Yeah, but my point is, most guys would react like that, but it'd be the opposite for women. They
It's-
get mad at the
Yeah.
at-
Why you answer the phone? You should have hung up.
So if you could, because Dre's not on the mic, so if you couldn't hear it on a podcast, he said back in high school, a girl who I was dating called him and was like making advances to him on the phone to get back at me or whatever she was doing, and I got mad at The girl, yeah, she did that with a few of my friends. Yeah.
Goodness, that's awful.
Well, that just goes to show you what kind of girl she was.
Yep.
You know her. I ain't gonna say no. She was crazy.
I'm sure.
You know,
She crazy as hell.
we cool, like just like my little sister today.
I can't
but-
even believe her. I can't even believe that back there then that she was doing that.
Yeah, she is a different person.
I can't believe.
You can't
it.
believe hearing that now.
How long
I
did you
can
stay
believe
on the
hearing it
phone?
now. I can't believe that she was actually
Hearing
doing
those
that back then.
demands.
How he know she was making sex
All
sound?
those
Because he was
noises.
on the phone for like 20 minutes. He did what? Say it again. What did he do? I know he was on the phone for like 20 minutes. God, she talked to me for a half an hour making these sex sounds.
Now there were friends who went as far as like trying to do stuff with her,
I know.
right?
I know.
One of
Oh,
them-
because she
now,
called
and
him
here- and here's how
did that?
she actually did
They
stuff
was
with
like,
her.
a word?
Now
Oh,
now here they reacted differently to both of them, right? Because
Yes.
one knows better, the other one doesn't.
Yes.
So the one who
Yes.
knew better, I came at him about it,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
The other one who don't know better, I was like,
He
man,
was-
he
he
you
was
know,
just like,
like you don't know nothing, man. Like she was a real pretty,
Yeah.
tempting girl. Like you know what I'm saying?
God, you know.
she definitely would have tricked me. He did what? Yeah. Taji, why she do this to me?
Oh my god. A mess.
Now we have a friend. Going back to women not divulging stuff. We have a friend. I have a friend who Dre also knows a woman who has a dude, and she might listen to this podcast. So let me be careful about how I say it. It's not really disparaging in any way. Who I barely know nothing about the dude. Man. Now, all before she got with this dude, I knew many things about all her relationships. Now I'm like, do he exist? Like I know his name, but that's about it. That's how women be. Like they get somebody serious about you, don't hear nothing. That's just it.
Everything is under wraps.
Unless something happens. Then
Well,
you
yeah.
hear
Unless
that.
something happens, exactly.
think
Yep.
people
When something
also-
happens, then I'll learn a lot about them.
But I think a lot of people also learn the lesson of divulging too much information. Like it's hard when
That's
you
true,
hear something
yeah.
bad about somebody, other people remember that. So then you try to
Right,
say
right,
you get
right.
back with them, you try to continue a relationship. You know,
Yes.
people already
They gonna
have that
remember that
negative.
thing,
Yep.
Although I think that's also different with dudes. I don't think we remember, but we forget it. Like we ain't think if he gets back with the girl, we ain't thinking about it. Like we ain't thinking about the bad.
Yeah, I
stuff.
We'll
don't
just be
care.
like, oh, he
Yeah.
gonna be back.
But what's
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
thing that a lot of women will talk about? I don't want to be looking stupid out here. Like our
And we
appearances-
don't do that. I don't think dudes do that. Like I know stuff about dudes who got back with the girl, and even if it don't work out, we still ain't think because they told me information about it. I still ain't thinking about it. Like
I won't say anything, but I'll be thinking in my head like, "Wow, you look stupid."
But you know what? I think you do. I think you think, you know, I don't want them to think I'm a fool. You know, you start thinking like that, but I don't think that women get over things like that. You know, they hold it. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's weird. Our appearance, our reputation is something that's always like from the time you're a young girl, you're constantly hearing you need to do this to be mindful of how you come off, be mindful of your approach, be
Right,
mindful
right,
of your
right.
how you represent yourself.
right. We have less inhibitions than
Yeah,
dudes. Yes.
yeah. And
Yeah.
girls
Yep.
have a lot. They have a
Yeah,
lot.
so
And,
yeah,
and also going back to the female friend saying that I know the Dre knows. I think another thing might be with her because of different things that she may have gone through.
In her life.
Yeah, she's now careful about like I don't until it gets there. I'm not going to say nothing about how wonderful this is or nothing because
Yeah.
until I'm sure I'm marrying him or whatever. I'm not going to, and I
You
can
don't
kind of
wanna look
understand it. Yeah,
dumb.
I can understand.
I
it.
would
Very
Yeah.
dark.
I would never post a man or anything until we're married or something.
But you
Y'all
see,
won't
but you
know,
see,
won't
you
see
wouldn't.
him.
But you see so many women doing it.
And I think that's crazy.
I just saw something in the
But then they could
magazine.
just take it
a
down,
little
though. That's
while ago.
also-
They can, but they can.
But people already know they did. Let me tell you, one night I was particularly bored, and I got on Facebook for the first time in a minute. And I remember I saw this girl's post, and I was like, "Hold up!" I remember 3 years ago when I was last on Facebook, she had a man she was posting all over the place. Y'all,
Just like
I
that.
went on detective mode like 2 hours going through. Turned out they had got a divorce, and I'm like, "Ooh," because when it happened, I was like, "This seems like it's happening very quickly, and
Yep.
1 and 1 is not adding up to make 2 with this."
All right, we gotta let Dre get
Okay.
back in his seat.
That's fine.
Oh man,
Got
am
5
I part of the reason
Thank
why
you, Miss
some
Ali, for
people-
coming on the pod.
Thanks.
My mom is 81 years old, by the way, y'all.
It looks
If you look
amazing.
on the podcast,
Look at her looking
if
fly.
you can't see her, I'm sure. If you can't see her, I'm sure you can hear her energy. That she don't feel nowhere near 81.
No.
Put that back up.
Hmm?
Put this back up.
No, you can leave it there.
We only got a few minutes.
Yeah, it's almost done now.
So, what was you saying something? You don't know. Even if you were saying something, I'm sure you don't remember. You don't.
That's a
right?
friend. That's a friend telling you.
Do you remember?
No, but you didn't
No,
have
the
to-
mouth was all no. you made sure you enunciated every part of them.
Yeah. 'Cause so what? You didn't have to put me on blast like that, and then it's a ridicule of what you said it.
That's how he said it.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know which one is better. Like I'm a man. I think male friendships are better. There's also something. I remember my brother showed me this. It's like a meme or something of men how they are with people dudes they just meet, right? And it showed like day 1, day 2, day 3, or whatever. Like you just pass the street like, nah, what's up, man? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you correct me because I don't remember it clearly, but
I didn't
like
see it.
day 2 was
I mean,
like,
I didn't see
like,
it.
yo, man,
I didn't
what's
see
up?
it, but I know what you're
Yeah.
talking
Day
about.
3, but you get the point. Then by day 7, they like piggybacking each other. Yeah, man. Girls, it never changes. Same every day. You just pass them. Whatever greeting you give them, that's what it stays for the rest of the 7 days. Is that true or not?
I think there's a little bit of delusion with men's friendships. Take for example my younger brother. He is all into what's that one game that the guys be playing online all the time?
Call of Duty.
Yes. He plays Call of Duty all the time with this group of guys for the last 15 years. One of them, he don't know nothing about this guy, but this is one of his best friends. Like, don't know nothing. The guy got
It can
on
happen.
one night. He's like, guys, I had
can
an
happen,
awful
man.
week. I had a death. My best friend from high school died. Long pause, and then on with the rest of the day. Like, you can't I don't consider that to be a friend. You don't know the day that this man entered into this realm of life. Like, you can't tell me you care about him.
So you can.
No.
I got people at the gym, the girls, the twins, be like, well, what's his name? I'm like, I don't know. I've been go to the gym. We play
What's his name,
ball
yo?
3-4 times a week, and I don't know this man's name. And it's like, what's up? What's up? What's going on?
Yeah, it was-
like,
But because men bond over stuff quicker and faster than women do. So like for
that's a
instance,
good
like
point,
like
yup.
it's people at the job that I've friends with because he I think I had an Eagles lanyard on. He said, "Oh, you from Philly?" Like you. So we start talking about football now every day. Oh, you saw the game? And
Yeah,
we just bond
yeah.
like that. There's certain stuff that
Do you know
men.
his last name?
Well, I do. Yeah.
Because of your job.
Yeah. But
I don't know my homie last
I
name.
don't know half of them last name. Unless like in our close friend group, but like half of them I don't know their last name.
So maybe that's what it is. Y'all don't look too deep into y'all's friendship. So you have almost shallow.
Why you gotta disparage our
Yeah, why you
friendships?
gotta put one out there?
Therefore, what does it care? Like, you don't care how you give off information or receive it to a friend because it's not that deep to y'all anyway.
Well, all right. First of all, do we consider them friends? I think we do, right?
What?
Like the
Would
person,
you,
would
would
at
you
the gym?
invite him
You consider him
to
a
go
friend,
out or
right?
something, go to a birthday get
acquaintance, friend.
No, whatever. Quick. Like, I went to Plymouth to watch the last boxing match. He's like, "Yo, where you going?" And we met
Okay.
up there.
So
like,
it's a
we
friend.
watched-
It's a friend.
I
Sort of an
That's-
acquaintance, but
That's
friend.
an
Yeah.
acquaintance in a friend's body.
Is it?
Sort
Yes.
of, yeah, but
All right, so it was a fight at the gym, right? And after the fight, everybody ran out and they took his bag by accident. And he was like, "Yo, I found my bag. Can you run me to go get it?" And I took him to get his bag. What do you call that?
I have people who consider.
That's a friend.
Yeah. I think it's kind of a friend. Like I have people who be like, if they hear me, like, yo, that's my man. That's my the whole time. That's my boy. And like
Yeah.
I might not see him in 10 years. Like you know what I'm saying?
wow.
What is it the Kimbe finger for?
Because
Wait a minute, what are you about to say to that? Because
The
it sounds like you
side-
got something real big for this.
yeah, no, because the side eye of which I would give somebody, like, you don't know me well, but you going around talking about you trying to,
So that's apparently a big difference between men and women. Then
See,
like, what's your motive?
No.
Who sent you?
no, but see,
y'all don't trust
Said
nothing.
you. Yeah, y'all don't trust that. Like at the gym, that's my home.
Yeah, but see, you're
Because
too
why
caught
is
on.
he acting like he knows me when I don't know him that well? Now you trying to get clout off of my name.
What? He's not doing that. What? That's not happening.
That's exactly
What
what's
are you
happening.
even talking about?
That
The
is
thing
exactly
is, like,
what's
this ain't even a
happening.
Shantae thing. I think a lot of women
It's a,
think
it's
that
a
way,
woman
man.
thing.
Yeah.
It's a woman thing.
Because you don't
All
know
right.
this person.
This
Essentially,
is-
they're a stranger.
Y'all just
to
mean
you.
and bitter, man.
This
Like,
is
It's not mean and better. We know better.
I'm gonna tell you what it
Y'all
is.
definitely
guys.
mean
We
better.
know better.
I'm gonna tell you what it's up. Me and your brother, me and man had this conversation yesterday about men and women and how men are we're just simple, and women don't
Yeah, that's what we was talking
understand.
about in the group.
Yeah, women just don't understand
Right.
the simplicity of a man. We don't require much. We tell you
Right,
we
right,
don't want all the just a little lip gloss. Like we don't want all of the made up stuff. But y'all more so take advice from women about what men want when instead of just taking advice from us. 'Cause we'll tell
What
you
was
it's
like
very
that
simple.
delusional thing he put in the group?
Yeah.
All the girls, what would you? Did you tell her about it?
nah,
So he put a thing.
I don't
in the
think
group,
so.
And it was a dude asking all girls, "What do you think dudes want, a BBL or a regular body? What you think?"
Regular body is what they said they wanted.
she
Every
made
girl
it
said-
sure. No, she
every
said the
girl-
dude.
Oh,
She
the
said the
dude
dude.
said that they want natural.
But no,
bodies.
she said
Yeah.
what she said what they said. They
What they
wanted.
say? Yeah.
Because let me break it down like Legos for y'all. Because y'all are a little
She
delusional.
trying to go ahead.
Y'all,
10 toes. 10 toes is here. Go ahead.
y'all are a little delusional, and that's why we don't listen to some of what.
But
y'all
we
have to
not
say.
though. Y'all
Let me finish.
overthinking
Let me
it.
I know what she
finish.
gonna say. I know what she gonna say. I
Because
know what she
y'all
gonna
sit
say.
here and be like, oh, we like natural bodies. Oh, we like a natural look.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look through all the things you liked on Instagram, I'm seeing very unnatural things.
All right, so
Okay, let's
hold
tackle
on.
that. Go ahead.
I see both sides. That's a look. This show is about making arguments and counterpoints. I get it. That's a good counterpoint because what I will agree with, I try to be rational in how I look at these arguments and stuff. Is if the woman's getting the messages from what she sees dudes doing, then she's going
Overthinking
to
it.
I'm not seeing
That's
no natural
overthinking
looking
it.
women in music
It may be
videos
overthinking
or
it, but
nothing.
I can see. I see that dog a million times. That don't mean I like the dog, but I can.
no, but if
I
she,
can
if she
like to
going
look at
if she
certain
going by
dogs
which
every day.
if she going by what they talking about, what they liking on Instagram
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Taji
Now
is-
dudes are stupid, so we may not know these are BBLs.
And that's what I was
That's what
gonna
we got an
say.
argument about. Dre
I
on
think
there.
y'all are simple minded as well. No offense. You said that y'all are simple creatures, yes. But I also think with the simple creatures, which is a pro, also comes some simpleton minded things. For
That's what we
example,
used to say about me all the time. You
Yes.
didn't even know that girl was
a
trying to talk to you.
simpleton.
Like, no, I didn't. I'm not even thinking about
Right,
it.
right.
Listen, here's what's gonna happen because I've seen it happen before. This person, the clout chaser, oh, you my dog and whatnot. He gonna start moving real funny, and then Taji gonna come to me, man. Can you believe this? Da, 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 acting like it was shocked. Yes, I did. I told you from the jump. Why is he saying that you're
Yeah,
his
but see,
voice
this
weird?
is a part of the problem with y'all. He probably not, right?
But he
what y'all do
probably
is y'all
is.
plant seeds and y'all make us be like,
Right.
you know,
They
now we
make
gotta be
their
walking
own
around. We
stories
comfortable
up
with how we
Yeah.
live in our life. We comfortable and happy. Like, why are you trying
No.
to ruin stuff before
No.
it happened?
We talked about this with
You know what I'm
sports
saying?
too.
Why are you trying to
he
ruin
hates-
our happiness before it even get to that point?
His whole thing with sports is, well, you come in and you bring up, because I'm like, okay, but why are we following
She
this
bring it
person
up
because
that
he
we
ain't
don't
talking
know and
about
all this
black
kind of stuff.
issues or
What?
nothing? Well, with this, you got to compartmentalize. Okay.
Yes.
But
Yes.
then you act surprised when he does.
I don't act
some
surprised
real
though. I just
weird
don't care. I
things.
blocks it out. I'll compartmentalize.
I definitely
No.
compartmentalize. I
Now,
don't care
now
what
some
you-
fans do. They
Simple-
stupid though. Like
simpleton.
No,
Only
but-
a simpleton
no.
will block out facts
No. Listen.
and live happy.